Good morning, and welcome to the 2014 commencement of the College of Urban Planning and Public Affairs at the University of Illinois at Chicago. I am Sharon Mastracci, Associate Professor and Head of the Department of Public Administration. This morning's music is provided by the Circle Brass Quintet under the direction of Michael Hogue. If you have not done so already, please take a moment to turn off or mute all cell phones and other electronic devices that may detract from the enjoyment of today's ceremony. At this time, I present to you the administration of the university and the College of Urban Planning and Public Affairs, our distinguished guests, and the faculty of the college. Please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. candidates for the Master in Public Administration and Urban Planning and Policy degrees. And finally, candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree in Urban and Public Affairs. At this time, please join the Circle Center Brass Quintet in singing America the Beautiful, the lyrics for which are found on the last page of your commencement program.
For spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty, above the fruited plain. America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Please be seated.
Good morning, and welcome to the families, friends, and guests of the graduate on this wonderful Mother's Day weekend. I am Albert Schorsch III, Associate Dean of the College and Commencement Marshal. Please welcome Michael A. Pagano, Dean of the College of Urban Planning and Public Affairs.
Good morning. Good morning. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration at UIC, it's my pleasure to welcome you to your college commencement for the year 2014. Today, we celebrate our 6th graduating class of Urban and Public Affairs, our 36th graduating class of Public Administration, and our 40th graduating class of Urban Planning and Policy. In fact, just 2 months ago, we celebrated the 40th anniversary of Urban Planning and Policy at UIC. To all of our graduates, your spouses, children, parents, partners, families, and friends, along with the faculty, staff, and alumni here today, we are eager to congratulate you on your great accomplishment. Congratulations. Your achievements are a tribute to your parents, to your partners, to your families, and your friends, as well as to the good people of the state of Illinois, the University of Illinois, UIC, and Cuppa. We salute the guidance and support they have afforded you. Graduates, join us in congratulating those who helped you get here today and who share your joy and excitement. Also here today are many of the scholars and teachers who have been instrumental in guiding you along your path of discovery. I want to acknowledge their crucial role of your faculty members in your life. Thank you. We also have very special guests with us today. Dr. Mitra Dutta, Vice Chancellor for Research and Distinguished Professor of Electrical and Computer Engineering. Lisa Schrader, Chief of Staff, City of Chicago, Office of Mayor Rahm Emanuel. Dr. Laura Lee Juncker, Associate Dean of the Graduate College. Dr. Albert Schorsch III, Associate Dean of Cuppa, and Michael McDermott, Distinguished Cuppa Alumni and President of the Cuppa Alumni Association. Thank you for joining us in this celebration. I also want to recognize our Marshal of the Day, Dr. Sharon Mastracci. Dr. Mastracci was chosen as this year's Marshal, so we might honor and recognize her and thank her for her role as interim head for the past year in the Department of Public Administration. She will soon return to the faculty and resume her teaching and research, and will be in England next year as a Fulbright Scholar. Sharon, thank you. At this time, it's my great pleasure to introduce the Vice Chancellor for Research, Dr. Mitra Dutta. Prior to becoming the Vice Chancellor for Research, Dr. Dutta served as head of the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering at UIC for nearly 11 years. Her research is focused on electronic and optoelectronic devices, as well as the physics of these materials and device structures. I'm sure these are courses you'll remember from your master's degrees here. She's authored over 570 publications and presentations. She holds 30 US and Canadian patents. She has 6 co-edited books and 3 co-authored books. She served on the Army Science and Technology Committee for Homeland Security and co-authored the NRC Reports 1 and 2 for the Board for Army Science and Technology. She's a fellow of the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, fellow of the American Association of the Advancement of Science, fellow of the American Physical Society, fellow of the Society of Women Engineers, and fellow of the Optical Society of America. She was the recipient of the IEEE Harry Diamond Award in 2000, the only woman to receive this award in its 62-year history, and the National Achievement Award from the Society of Women Engineers in 2003. Please join me in a warm welcome for Vice Chancellor Dutta.
Thank you, Dean Pagano. On behalf of the entire UIC campus, welcome everyone to Commencement 2014. I too want to express my gratitude to the many people who have supported our graduates in every way during their career at UIC. Graduates, congratulations. I'm honored to be here with you today on this memorable day, a day of personal joy and triumph for each of you. The educational accomplishments we recognize here today attest to your admirable perseverance in pursuing the highest level of success. You have worked long hours in the classrooms, libraries, computer workstations, group study rooms to achieve today's prestigious degree. Today, your unwavering resolve has paid off. You can take pride in graduating from one of the top-ranked public research universities in the nation and from a college whose innovative research has made real impact in the world. The College of Urban Planning and Public Affairs is a nationally recognized innovator in education, research, and engagement in support of nation's cities and metropolitan areas, and your public administration program is ranked in the top 10 nationally. These accomplishments were possible because of the collective work done by the faculty, staff, students, all of you in the College of Urban Planning and Public Affairs. When you leave here, you leave with a degree from one of the finest research institutions, not only in the nation, but in the world. As you embark on the next phase of your life, do not think that your education has ended here with this commencement ceremony. I challenge you to continue your studies, whether formally or informally. The education and training that you have received here at UIC have given you the tools to continue investigating your field of study so that you may remain in the forefront of your field. I urge you to apply what you have learned at UIC to the challenges that face the field of urban planning and public affairs in the years ahead. It is your individual and collective responsibility to embrace the ideals set out by your college and apply your knowledge in the service of others. I urge you to make a contribution that informs and empowers citizens, clients, communities in neighborhoods, cities, regions, states, across the region, across the nation, and the globe. Embrace the cultural diversity that gives importance of multicultural understanding for effective governance of a rapidly urbanizing world. And resolve to bring that same intelligence, diligence, and energy we honor today in your personal lives, your careers, and your communities. I also urge you to remain a lifelong member of the UIC community, join the Alumni Association, visit us often, Keep in touch with us, your colleagues, your mentors and friends, and let us know all about your successes. Let the UIC flame glow steadily in your heart. George Bernard Shaw said that some people see things as they are and ask why. I see things that aren't and ask why not. So as you go forth in your careers, ask that question, and you will find that you can make an incredible difference in the world. We applaud your accomplishments and eagerly await the news of your future achievements from the Cuppa class of 2014.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor Dutta. We are honored today to have as our guest speaker, our commencement speaker, Lisa Schrader. Lisa was appointed Chief of Staff to Mayor Rahm Emanuel in March 2013, where she's responsible for managing day-to-day activities of city government while driving the long-term strategic planning needed to move forward Mayor Emanuel's agenda for Chicago. With more than 18 years of government and private sector work in operations, finance, communications, and organizing, Ms. Schrader most recently served as Chief Operating Officer for Mayor Emanuel in May 2011, where she was responsible for managing city government and sister agency operations. Prior to that position, she served in the mayor's office as a Deputy Chief of Staff for Mayor Richard M. Daley, focusing on budgeting, finance, revenue, and internal services. She's been with the City of Chicago since 2001 in several other roles, including Deputy Chief Financial Officer, Deputy Budget Director, and Public Information Officer for City's financial team. Prior to her work in Chicago, Ms. Schrader worked for the Democratic National Committee's Texas Research and Communications team in the 2000 presidential election, the Better World campaign in Washington, D.C., and for The Project, a labor union-supported legislative accountability campaign in strategic U.S. congressional districts. Lisa Schrader was born in West Virginia, grew up in Dayton, Ohio, and earned a bachelor's degree in political science and English literature from Miami University in Ohio. She lives in Chicago's Bucktown neighborhood. Ms. Schrader, welcome.
Good morning. I want to thank Dr. Michael Pagano for inviting me here today. It's an honor to address this great institution. The UIC is a special point of pride for the city of Chicago. Having a nationally recognized Institute for Research and Urban Studies in the form of Cuppa right in our own backyard is a wonderful asset for our city. First and foremost, congratulations to all of you, the Cuppa graduates of 2014. This is your day. Congratulations also to your parents, your professors, your friends, and everyone who supported you. It wasn't easy for you to get here, and like anything worth achieving in life, there were times when you didn't think you could do it. But you did, and that's no small achievement. So keep your diploma somewhere special, look at it often, especially on those days when someone tries to tell you what you can't accomplish in life. I'm deeply honored to be asked to share this day with you. Although I'll be honest, giving a commencement speech is not the easiest gig in the world. Every year around this time, people who are considered successful are rewarded for that success by asking to give the most pressure-packed speech they'll ever give, imparting important wisdom and advice that students are supposed to hear. I suppose it's life's ironic punishment for success. We feel the pressure, even though you may not even remember what we tell you. As somebody else once said when he had to give a commencement speech, it's like being the body at a wake. You're the center of attention, but nobody really expects you to say much. But the truth is, today isn't about me, it's about all of you and what kind of guidance I can give provided you based on my experience. And I'll be perfectly honest, I don't really consider myself successful so much as I consider myself fortunate. I say that because there are many people who spend their careers doing something they don't truly love. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not me. There isn't a day that goes by when I don't pinch myself with the thought that I get to work for the greatest city in the world. I spent 10 years working for Mayor Richard M. Daley, who took a city in decline and brought it back to life. He created magnificent urban monuments like Millennium Park, and he opened up Chicago's economy to the world. And as you may know, his father, Richard J. Daley, before him, was committed to making sure that U of I had a great home right here in the city of Chicago. For the last year, I've had the honor of serving as Mayor Rahm Emanuel's Chief of Staff and as Chief Operating Officer for 2 years before that. Mayor Emanuel has a new vision for Chicago that's as grand as our skyline. In just 3 years, the mayor has implemented important fiscal reforms, including groundbreaking pension stabilization for 2 of the city's 4 funds that are at risk of going bankrupt, while also making critical investments in our city's future through things like ensuring a full school day for our kids, modernizing the CTA, upgrading our city's aging water system, and building a 21st century infrastructure, or as we like to say at City Hall, building a new Chicago. Perhaps you've seen some of the signs around town. Mayor Emanuel has reimagined what it means for a big city to have a world-class quality of life through things like having more community gardens, creating innovative urban spaces like the Bloomingdale Trail, and putting a park within 10-minute walk of every child in this city. And perhaps what I'm most proud of so far, the news last month that for the first time in history, 82% of today's Chicago public high school freshmen are on track to graduate. 3 years ago, our high school graduation rates hovered around 50%. So progress like that in just 3 years is unheard of for a major American city school system. Now, forgetting about all those facts and figures, I'm guessing what you really want to know is what it's like working at City Hall. Is it like drinking from a fire hose every minute? Is it like having to wage a constant duel of ideas with a lot of very passionate people? Do you have to keep track of 20 issues at the same time while pushing all of them forward? Is it a full contact sport? The truth is, it's all of those things at once, and that's on a slow day. But I really wouldn't be doing my job as commencement speaker if I didn't at least try to impart some advice for all of you. I thought about it a lot over the last week, and while it may not be the sexiest piece of advice you've ever heard, it may not be what you really want to hear, but what I have to tell you is the cold, hard truth based on my own experience. So here it goes. The truth is, you really just need to be lucky to succeed. Anyone who's ever been successful at anything will admit that they got lucky along the way. Anyone who doesn't admit that isn't being honest with you. It just takes luck. So that's the bad news. But here's the good news. It takes a different kind of luck to succeed in your career. It's not like playing the lottery or hoping for sunshine on your wedding day. It takes the kind of luck that you can actually control. And there are 3 ways that I think you can control it. The first is by working harder than anyone else. That may seem obvious, but it's the truth, and not everyone does it. Benjamin Franklin once said, "Diligence is the mother of good luck." And Chicagoan Oprah Winfrey also said, "Luck is when preparation meets opportunity." My path hasn't been an easy straight line, and yours won't be either. I've had many different jobs in my career, and as cliched as it may sound, the real truth is the harder I've worked, the luckier I've gotten. When I finished college, I had no idea how to start my career. My parents had moved to DC, so I spent summers interning there and waiting tables to support myself along the way. And while there were many things I knew I couldn't control, there was one thing I always knew that I could control, and that's how hard I worked. After working a few internships, I landed my first campaign job in 1996 as a deputy field director for a U.S. Senate candidate in North Carolina named Harvey Gantt, an African-American architect who was challenging the long-serving incumbent Senator Jesse Helms. We were not expected to win, and in the end, we did not, although we came close. But the experience taught me lessons that I still think about every day. If you've never worked on a political campaign, the best description I can give you is that it's like riding a rocket ship powered by a series of controlled explosions from start to finish. It was the hardest thing I had ever worked on in my life, but I was doing something that I believed in, and I discovered something that I truly loved. As some people refer to it, I caught the campaign bug. And even though we came up short in that campaign, it was there that I discovered our success as individuals is only limited by how hard we're willing to work. Ever since then, I've gotten luckier in my career, and I don't think that's a coincidence. The second way that you can control your luck is by finding the place you really want to live, then settle there. Before settling in Chicago, I moved around a lot in my career. In fact, between 96 and 2000, I lived in Charlotte, Philly, DC twice, Houston, and San Diego. That's 5 cities in 4 years. But in the end, I discovered Chicago is where my heart is. Chicago is where I truly belong. Ours is a city of neighborhoods. It's a city defined by its people and their passions. A passion for food, arts, architecture, live music, sports, and of course, a healthy dose of rough and tumble politics. But mostly, it's a city of the finest, friendliest, funniest, and most authentic people anywhere in the world. Chicagoans share a love for their city, something that instantly felt different to me than all the other places I had lived. And ever since I decided that Chicago is where I wanted to be, I've gotten even luckier in my career. And as the newest Cuppa graduates, let me take this opportunity to make my pitch for you to stay right here in Chicago. Under Mayor Emanuel's leadership, we're building a world-class future for the city of Chicago. We've made a lot of progress, but there is still much work to be done. We need the best and the brightest talent helping to solve our city's challenges. Quite frankly, we need all of you. So while I hope you all choose to stay in Chicago, if you decide to go elsewhere, I hope you choose to live in a city. That's because cities are where all the action is. Today, we are living in the century of the city. More people are moving to cities than ever before. For the first time in history, a majority of the world's population lives in cities. And according to the World Health Organization, by the middle of this century, 7 out of every 10 people on Earth will live in a city. So you've chosen very well with your degree from Cuppa. Having the world's population living in cities also means that the world's problems are being solved in cities. It's where all of the great innovation is happening today. It's where all of the best ideas are being tested. And it's where policymakers are having the greatest impact on people's lives. As Mayor Emanuel often says, when he was in Congress, hardly anyone ever stopped him on the street and asked him why he voted yay or nay on House Bill 6395. But everyone stops him today and asks what's happening at their child's school or what's the latest update on the new park that's coming to their neighborhood. There's an old cliche that if you want to change the world, start by changing your city, and that's never been truer than it is today. So work as hard as you can, find the city you want to be in, and the third and final way to control your luck may sound simple, but it's really the most important. Find your true passion in life. Sometimes you discover your passion. For other people, their passion discovers them. For me, it happened around the dinner table when I was growing up. My parents were always passionate about politics and government. For their generation of Democrats, it was all about FDR and JFK. So when we had family dinners, politics was being served as much as any salad or vegetable. And so it should have been no surprise to my parents when I caught the political bug as a teenager. When I was 16, I volunteered for Michael Dukakis's presidential campaign in Ohio. When I was in college at Miami University in Ohio, I managed my first campaign for student government, and I was appointed as a student trustee to the university's Board of Trustees. And in fact, it was at Miami that I first met Dr. Pagano, and he continues to be a mentor for me to this day. As I continued my education and started thinking about what I wanted to do with my career, I considered other professions. But every time I considered a different option, I always came back to politics and government. Whenever I worked on campaigns, whether they were for candidates or issues, it was always the politics that got me up in the morning. The same is true for me today. And this line of work also has a way of forging friendships that last a lifetime. There is something extraordinary about the friendships you make while supporting each other in battle, and my life is richer because of them. I used to think how lucky I am to have a job that I'm so passionate about doing and to work with such talented, committed, and supportive people along the way. But really, I think finding work that I am passionate about is what helped me get lucky. So follow your instincts, follow your heart, discover your true passion in life, work harder than you ever thought you could, and I promise you, you'll get luckier every day. Mine led me to the 5th floor of City Hall, working for a mayor that is transforming Chicago into one of the world's great global cities. If you've found your passion already, then you're ahead of the game. If you haven't yet, that's okay. But don't stop searching, regardless of how long it takes, because as an old proverb says, if you choose a job that you really love, you'll never really work a day in your life. So I congratulate you on this important milestone. I thank you for letting me share this part of the special day with you, and I wish each and every one of you nothing but the very best kind of luck there is.
In appreciation for your hard work and good luck, this is a gift from Cuppa from all of us. Thank you very much. Of course, it's a cup of coffee, which you all have, I hope. Thank you. Will Graduate College Associate Dean Laura Lee Juncker please come forward and present the candidates for graduate degrees to the Dean of Cuppa? You're over here, Laura, sorry.
Dean Pagano, upon recommendation of the faculty and the vote of the Senate, I have the honor to present this candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Candidate, please rise.
Upon these recommendations and by authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the Doctor of Philosophy degree for which you have been presented and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of that degree.
Candidates for the master's degree, please rise. Dean Pagano, upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the vote of the Senate, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degrees of Master of Public Administration and Master of Urban Planning and Policy, which are granted by the Graduate College.
Upon these recommendations, and by authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the master's degree for which you have been presented and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of that degree.
Please sit down.
Dr. Kurt Winkle, head of the Urban Planning and Policy Department, will present candidates for Bachelor of Arts degree in Urban and Public Affairs.
Candidates for the bachelor's degree, please rise. Dean Pagano, upon the recommendation of the faculty and vote of the Senate, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree of Bachelor's of Arts in Urban and Public Affairs.
Upon these recommendations and by authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Arts degree for which you have been presented and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of that degree. Would all of our graduates please rise? As tradition calls for, you may now move your tassels to the left side, indicating your status as a graduate. Congratulations. Thank you. Please be seated.
Recipient of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, please come forward onto the platform when your name is called and face the audience. Your faculty advisor will now present the hood that symbolizes your new academic status. Jennifer Benoit Bryan, a candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and Public Administration. Her dissertation is titled A Multi-Level Analysis of the Issue of Runaway Youth, Causes, Consequences, and Harm Reduction. And Jennifer will be hooded by Professor Timothy Johnson of the Public Administration Department. Graduates with master's degrees in public administration, please stand and come forward to be recognized. Alexis Aguilu Hernandez. Lizanelle Benitez. Keisha M. Butler. Matthew Kavanaugh. Catherine Cowlin. Michael Carl Drupka. Shatha Dwike. Sean Halloran. James Michael Hurley. Jennifer R. Jones. Joseph Kelly. Tiara R. Beecham. Bethany Rose Lang. Katrina Lopez. Rodrigo Lopez. Ryan C. Martin. Martin P. Manoff. Michael Mesh. CJ McCookie. Jennifer Nordine. Allison Nutter. Alexandra Padrell. Amanda Marie Quirk. Adam Rowe. Emily Smith Sugimoto. Yushwen Sung. Cecilia Tobias. Jiadong Wang. Ji Wang. Amanda Wilkins. Scott R. Zalatoris. Edward J. Zordano. These are the planning, right? Okay. Candidates, graduates with master's degrees in urban planning and policy, please stand and come forward to be recognized. Malik Abdul Samad. Danilo Aguilera. Carmen A. Aiken. Jessica Michelle Bass. Caitlin Elizabeth Baffo. Alireza Baramidad. Adam Michael Barnum. Michael Blavelt. Patricia Bond. Lindsay Broll. John T. Carlisle. Cecile Marie Carroll. Romina N. Castillo. Danielle R. Ciartino. Jessica Vuok Choi. William Koblenz. Denise DiArmond. David Michael DeGroot. Brendan John Dodge Hayakawa. Emily Ann Egan. Shelby C. Egan. Sarah Marie Ellis. Christopher M. Fahey. Spencer Jamal Ferguson. Jason M. Gable. Katie Elizabeth Gallagher. Sarah Skilkin Gold. Jackie Hendrickson. Molly Huber. Nusrat Jahan. Jennifer Ashley Kane. Alireza Karduni. Arnold Kasimsarn. Samantha McIntosh Carney. Sarah Christine Kellerman. Jacob C. Kosher. David Martin Kostirik. Stephanie L. Krivas. Alexander Linares. David Matthew Mahler. Alexandra Choustre McNally. Rosamond Meerdink. Andrew J. Mindel. Martin Robert Menninger. Ada Mae Morgan. Jackson C. Morsey. Catherine Amanda Mount. Kevin N. Nestor. Donald Sianawa Nielsen. Charles Efatobo Oyibo. Anthony E. Pelican. Scott Preslack. Kelsey A. Pudlock. Andrew J. Rowan. Jacob G. Reuter. Andreas G. Savakas. David Vincent Sakala. Ashley M. Sarver. Kelly C. Siegel. Nicholas Smith. Erica A. Strauss. Alma Teo. Claire M. Thomason. Jacob Wayne Trimble. Jane Carol Wilberding. Matthew Ahmad Williams. Matthew D. Wilson. John Wise. Anna Nicole Wolf. Yan Yin. Graduates with the Bachelor of Arts degree in Urban and Public Affairs, please stand and come forward to be recognized. Adam Alden. Felicia Latrice Clay. Pardeep Singh Diol. Susana Estrada. Angeline G. Ferrugia. Catherine E. Feakin. Andrea or Andrea? Andrea Gonzalez. Stephen Grandy. Kara Ann Highfill. Zachary Jensen. Daniel Lolick. Negature? Don Negature. Kyle F. Ryan. Natalia Skivibilis. Matthew M. Wong. Andrea Lynn Zaritis. Stephanie Diane Zito.
To each of the graduates, I extend my personal congratulations and that of the faculty of the College of Urban Planning and Public Affairs. Many of you have demonstrated exceptional academic achievements or leadership as students, and now I would like to recognize the recipients of 2014 Public Administration Student Award and the Urban Planning and Policy Student Award. These students were selected based on superior academic achievement. I ask each of them to stand and be recognized, or to be. Sarah Falconer is the recipient of the Public Administration Outstanding Graduate Student Award. And Lindsay Broll is the recipient of the Urban Planning and Policy Award. Congratulations. In addition to these award recipients, I would like each of the following students to stand and be recognized for exceptional academic achievement as designated by the gold, silver, and bronze cords they wear. The honors so designated are summa cum laude, Catherine Feakin. Magna cum laude, Andrea Gonzalez. And cum laude, Kara Ann Highfill. Each of you has brought credit to yourselves, your families, and to the college. At this time, I would also like to acknowledge the family of Anna Bachman. Anna, our urban planning and policy student who passed away very unexpectedly this past January, was a dear friend and inspiration to all of us here today. Thanks to Anna's family, we will initiate a scholarship in her memory next year. Thank you to the family. I now have the great pleasure of introducing the first of three 2014 student commencement speakers. First is Kara Highfill. A native Iowan, has made Chicago her home while pursuing her dual undergraduate degrees in urban and public affairs and political science. Kara has been an active member in the undertakings ranging from Model United Nations, the LAS Student Advisory Board, Operation Africa Relief, and taking leadership positions in all tasks. She's a member of Phi Kappa Psi, a political science honor society, and has consistently been on the dean's list for her academic achievements. During her undergraduate career, Kara has worked in development and special events for UIC athletics and has spent 2 summers in Washington, D.C. working at a political campaign finance firm while studying at George Washington University. Upon graduation, Kara will be working in the public policy field and plans to further pursue her studies with a master's in public policy. Kara, please come forward.
Good morning. Thank you everyone for being here today to commemorate the inspiring women and men of this 2014 graduating class. I'm so proud to be speaking on behalf of the Urban and Public Affairs College, but this would not be possible without the help and support and guidance from the friends, co-workers, instructors, and mentors that have helped me along the way. Your presence is indicative of the role that you have played in allowing me to stand before you today, and I'm extremely grateful for that. Everyone I just mentioned has helped me become the more knowledgeable individual that I now am. As Henry David Thoreau once said, "What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals." I think this quote could not be more accurate as I reflect back on my time at Cuppa and the experiences that I've had in achieving my goals and the personal growth that I've experienced in receiving my diploma with the rest of you. In many ways, a diploma is a symbolic representation of the experiences you have gained and the knowledge you now possess. Just as the dollar is the physical manifestation of labor, a diploma is a physical representation within you of the potential within you that could only be realized by going through college. As graduates of the College of Urban and Public Affairs, our diploma represents a commitment to public service and a realization of our potential to make our communities better. Along the way, the beautiful people that sit before me have become more than study buddies and more than the sum of the total hours spent on assignments and presentations. I'm proud to say that those now adorned in geometric hats have become my friends and part of my brain trust. You have all changed my life for the better. So as this day signifies our transition from a cohort to a network of public servants, I will leave you with a quote from Ann Richards, one of my political icons and a former governor of Texas. "I've seen a lot of change, and I've helped make some of it. And I can tell you that despite the frustrations and disappointments, which are many, there is no work that is more rewarding than public service. You may go somewhere else, and you may make more money, but you will never receive the kind of gratification that you receive from looking someone in the eye who says, 'Thank you for helping make my life better.'" So congratulations, graduates. I think that we'll find through public service that we help ourselves when we are helping other people. And so I stand before you as your peer and a fellow graduate, and I thank you for helping to make the experience of reaching one of my life's goals everything it has been.
Let's hear it for public service. Thank you very much, Kara. Our next speaker is Amanda Quirk. She's graduating today with her degree in public administration with a concentration in public management. She currently works as a contractor employee for the U.S. Department of Labor, Office of Foreign Labor Certification, where she performs analysis and audits of temporary labor certifications. In 2009, Amanda received her BA from DePaul University in International Studies. Following the completion of her degree, she traveled to Peru as a volunteer with the nonprofit organization Nexos Voluntarios. She worked on a community development program in the town of Media Luna for 3 months, where she loved working with the local people and enjoyed living in the beautiful Andes. Her professional experience also includes working at a nonprofit organization, Heartland Alliance, interning at the Cook County Board of Review, and interning at the International Law Students Association. Amanda was born and raised in Chicago and looks forward to working in and improving her community with the skills she learned through the PA program. Amanda?
Good morning. I am very proud to be speaking on behalf of the Public Administration Department today. I would like to thank the faculty and staff and the friends and family of the graduates for being here to celebrate with these outstanding women and men of the class of 2014. As graduates from the College of Urban Planning and Public Affairs, we each have a different story of how we became interested in public service. I bet some of you remember the moment you decided to pursue this path, but my memory isn't that good. I don't know exactly when my passion for public service was ignited, but I do know that this passion has been strengthened through working and volunteering in government and nonprofit organizations. These experiences have ranged from supporting children's activities in Chicago's parks and helping Cook County homeowners appeal property taxes to designing development projects in rural Peru. Each of these opportunities, drastically different from one another, has provided me with the same sense of gratification that comes from serving members of my community and communities abroad. My commitment to public service has been fortified by my experience at Cuppa. The public administration program has provided me with the knowledge and tools necessary to be a better public servant. It has also introduced me to enthusiastic faculty members and connected me to a diverse group of students. Cuppa is a center for civic-minded people to exchange ideas, research policy issues, and support development in our communities. A career in public administration, urban planning, or policy isn't for everyone. Professionals who choose to enter these fields find fulfillment in contributing to a mission and knowing that their work makes a difference. And because it may not always seem like you are making a difference, I would like to share a quote from the courageous and compassionate Helen Keller. "I long to accomplish some great and noble task, but it is my chief duty to accomplish small tasks as if they were great and noble." Today marks the accomplishment of a great and noble task. Graduation is the day we share our success with colleagues, family, and friends. It is the day we walk across the stage and accept the diploma that signifies our completion of a demanding program. After dedicating so much time and energy to the goal of completing our degrees, it can be easy to overlook all of the achievements that brought us here today. Let us not forget the excitement of learning something new, the satisfaction of delivering a great presentation, or the relief of finishing a seemingly impossible group project. Work deliberately, work passionately. Remember that even the smallest tasks can have vast and far-reaching implications. Take pride in all of your accomplishments. Graduates, I am so happy that you have taken the time to be here today and give yourself the recognition that you deserve. Congratulations.
Two cheers for public service. Thank you, Amanda. We're also honored to have Kelly Siegel from Urban Planning and Policy as our third speaker. Kelly is graduating today with a master's. Her concentration is land use planning, and she has a particular interest in environmental planning and sustainable development. A Chicago native, Kelly grew up in the Beverly neighborhood and currently resides in Roscoe Village. She graduated with high honors from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign with a major in international resource and consumer economics and minors in business administration and environmental studies. Currently, Kelly works as a benefits authorizer at the Social Security Administration and will soon be assuming a position with the US EPA in Washington, D.C. In her spare time, she coaches soccer, trains for marathons and triathlons, travels with friends, and shoots free throws with her dean. Kelly has loved being involved with the MUP program, and as president of the Urban Planning and Policy Student Association, watching the Urban Innovation Symposium grow over the past 3 years has been one of her favorite things. She's confident the MUP program has prepared her for the road ahead and cannot wait to start her next adventure as an urban planner. Kelly.
faculty, staff, family, friends, distinguished guests, and the class of 2014. Thank you for being here today to celebrate the class of 2014. Can you believe it? From all the group projects, the late nights at Cuppa, the polar vortexes, and most importantly, the happy hours at Jack's, we have finally made it to graduation. I know some of us have had a countdown to this day since last fall. I think it's safe to say we've all come a long way since our first day in Cuppa. Maybe you learned GIS or the Adobe Suite, or maybe your public speaking skills have improved, or maybe you finally understand the importance of a group project. At least we are all comfortable referring to ourselves as MUPs. Regardless of our progression over the past 2 years, I feel that we are all ready to hit the real world running. A wise professor once paraphrased a great planner and told us to make no small plans. To quote Daniel Burnham, "Make no little plans. They have no magic to stir men's blood, and probably themselves will not be realized. Make big plans, aim high in hope, and work." I think this can be easily translated into life. Set no small goals. Don't sell yourself short. Isn't that why we wanted to become planners? We wanted to make the world a better place through making changes, big ones. Many of us already have with our coursework, research, and or internships. We are well on our way already. Obviously, today seems a bit bittersweet because we are missing Anna Bachman, an important person who was changing this world. Anna had the personality that you could tell her anything, and she really wanted to hear it. She could walk into a room, and despite not knowing someone when she got there, she knew everyone when she left. She often referred to me as Miss Prez or Madam President, which I'll gladly admit did go to my head. Anna truly had a way to make you feel special. Anna also had the personality that could turn something bad into something good. And I think that's how we have to look at today. Although Anna is not physically here with us, I know she is watching with a big smile on her face and so proud of each and every one of us. One thing I think we have all learned through this experience is that we truly have a great community here at Cuppa, in good times and bad. This is something we can take with us as we enter the real world. Despite how scary or hard or wonderful things can get, we have each other to lean on, always. As Jack Kerouac has said, the only people for me are the mad ones. The ones who are mad to live, mad to talk, mad to be saved, desirous of everything at the same time. The ones who never yawn or say a commonplace thing, but burn, burn, burn like fabulous yellow Roman candles, exploding like spiders across the stars. Anna was definitely a mad one. She had so much passion and love for everything and everyone. Let us remember to be the mad ones as we become planners and make our mark in this big, crazy world, one plan at a time. Congrats, class of 2014. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Could Anna Bachman's family and friends who are with us this morning, please stand and receive our recognition? Commencement implies a transition in the life of a student, a transition from being a student to that of being an alumnus or an alumna, a member of an ever-growing constituency of Cuppa alumni who play an important role in furthering educational opportunities for others and in advancing the mission and objectives of the college and the university. Cuppa is indeed fortunate to have many committed alumni. This morning, one of these remarkable graduates, Michael McDermott, the president of the Cuppa Alumni Association, is with us. Michael has served as president of the Cuppa Alumni Association since 2013. He's a senior associate at Hickey & Associates, a global site selection and public incentives management firm. His areas of expertise include location selection, labor analytics, public incentives negotiation, and portfolio analysis using business intelligence technology. He has experience assisting clients across multiple industry sectors, including manufacturing, logistics, renewable energy, data centers, and shared services. Prior to joining Hickey & Associates, Mr. McDermott worked with the Global Corporate Services Group for Newmark, Grubb, Knight & Frank, and also worked in municipal economic development for the village of Tinley Park. Michael McDermott has his Master's of Urban Planning and Policy from the UIC with a concentration in economic and community development with an emphasis on business location analysis, real estate development finance, and retail district revitalization. He also received a BA in economics from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign and is a member of the Illinois Development Council Board of Directors, the Urban Land Institute Young Leaders Group. Michael?
Thank you, Dean Pagano. My name is Michael McDermott, and I am the president of the Alumni Board, the College of Urban Planning and Public Affairs. I'm honored to be with you this morning to celebrate your wonderful accomplishments. I recognize, having graduated only a few short years ago, the incredible time and effort it took each of you to get here today. The reason I'm here speaking to you this morning is to let you know that your involvement with UIC does not have to end today. The UIC Alumni Association can act as that permanent link to the friends, colleagues, incredible research, and learning opportunities that you've enjoyed for the past several years. You will soon find, as I did, that professional organizations are essential in the next stage of your career. While you'll have many choices, the UIC Alumni Association offers incredible benefits, allowing you to build a professional network of classmates and people who went to school before and after you, who have similar career paths and interests. Building your network is so important, whether you're currently looking for a job or will be in the future. You'll have the opportunity to learn from professional development events, which can inform you and further connect you to the members of our community and important people in our shared field. You get to connect with students and support them through career preparation events and our very popular mentoring program. Perhaps some of you have taken advantage of these programs in your own student days. This is your chance to give back and help the next group of students. We have fun social events such as tours of the plant on the south side or the history of Graceland Cemetery on the north side. We were even able to take a tour of Goose Island Brewery once. These events always offer something unique and give you the chance to connect with your colleagues. And finally, we are a very active board. In fact, we are the most active alumni board on campus. So you're guaranteed to find an activity or a committee that's working on something that's of interest to you. These are just some of the advantages of joining the Alumni Association. I encourage you to reach out to me or anyone on our board if you'd like to know more. We'd love to have your energy, enthusiasm, and ideas. Finally, on behalf of the entire Alumni Association, congratulations on your major achievement today. I wish you all the best.
You most certainly will be hearing from Michael in the future. Well, much has transpired over your lifetime as a student here at Cuppa, 2, 3, some of you 5 or 6 years. We've witnessed a lot. We've witnessed the implementation of the Affordable Care Act with its fits and starts, but ultimately providing health coverage to millions of Americans. Less than 2 years ago, we witnessed the re-election of the first African-American president. The pension crisis. Who goes a day without reading about the pension crisis is one of the state's top challenges, with the solution still in the wings somewhere. And then there are those manifold construction projects around Cuppa Hall. I suspect your friends asked when you decided to enroll in the department if they issued hard hats at orientation. And then there was this recent report of global warming, which provides cold comfort to us here in Chicago, knowing that the rising oceans won't reach the shores of Chicago. And we've also endured one of the hardest and coldest and snowiest winters in Chicago, while our friends in Alaska had the warmest. So what we know is that our future doesn't resemble the past, and it rarely has. Think about the events of the recent and the distant past. In this building just last year, the governor signed the Marriage Equality Act. A mere 50 years ago, the president signed the Civil Rights Act. And only a few decades ago, federal legislation, and the Supreme Court outlawed redlining and discrimination in housing. And the concept of merit in recruiting and promoting professionals in public service is still a principle worth striving for, even as society sometimes falls well short of the ideal. When you decided these many years ago that you would enter the Cuppa degree programs in public administration or in urban planning or in urban and public affairs, you came because of your commitment to ideals, a belief in serving society, in pursuing the common good, in ensuring that the health, safety, and welfare of society improves. Your courses have challenged you to rethink common beliefs. Evidence and information take on increasingly important roles in your analysis and your recommendations. Yet you held passionately to your ideals. Don't lose them. The passion that you brought with you to advance society has been fine-tuned, and you're better able to act on the passions, to transform your principles and ideas into tangible outputs and products. The skills you've gained, coupled with the passion you bring with you and was nurtured while you were here, will serve you well in your new professions and callings. More important, those skills and ideals will serve your community well as you continue to strive and make a difference for everyone and not just for yourself. And Cuppa's preparation for the future will never end. Even as the courses for your degree have been completed, we continually adjust and adapt and learn. As much as the physical facilities such as Cuppa Hall and the Circle Interchange need to be repaired and replaced over time, our ideas and analyses and perspectives must also adapt to the shifting social circumstances of our communities and societies. So maybe the canopy over the sidewalk at Cuppa Hall was just an object lesson for all of us, reminding that situations change. The environment is no longer what it was before. Our preferences, needs, and wants, indeed our aspirations change. And as those changes transpire, new realities emerge. So keep your eyes open, remain passionate, and when passing Cuppa Hall, look up. Congratulations, you've done it. You survived. Come back. Visit the new classrooms that will open in the fall semester. Ride an elevator that promises to work. Gaze upon a newly tuck-pointed building, and more important, gaze through the windows. All of this is embedded within a university environment that will, by necessity, have adapted to a new and ever-changing environment. In the meantime, Cuppa and the university change in response to societal changes. Please re-examine your passions, your ideals, your principles, and re-examine them daily. And even while you re-examine those ideals, hold on to them as the guideposts you can rely on to continue your journey and your life's adventure here. Please keep in contact. As Michael McDermott noted on behalf of the Alumni Association, we will find you.
At the conclusion of this morning's ceremony, all graduates and their guests are invited to join Dean Pagano and the college faculty at a reception in the meeting rooms upstairs in rooms G, H, and I. And for perfect clarity, I'll speak Chicagoan. It's up there over by the Halstead side of the building, room GHI, okay, guy? Okay. If you need the elevator, you can go out the doors in the northerly direction and circumnavigate in a counterclockwise direction. Otherwise, you can go straight up the stairs here, too, to get to there. Graduates will exit the main floor by rows in the same manner they entered after the platform party has retired from the stage. We ask families, friends, and faculty to meet your graduates upstairs in room G, H, and I. Professors Thompson and Winkle, please lift the banners and lead the platform party. The 2014 commencement of the College of Urban Planning and Public Affairs at the University of Illinois at Chicago is now adjourned.